Today, I want to reflect on a story that happened that really just made a huge impact on me. And I met this man for a very brief amount of time. So, here's the story. I was parking my car in this parking lot and I realized I forgot my wallet, which means I can't pay for the parking. Unfortunately, I already parked there, so there was like nothing I could do. And so I talked to this man and I only knew him and I only spoke with him for maybe 20, 30 seconds. But this was a man who was beaming, he was smiling, and I just knew, just from that very short encounter, that this guy was pretty happy with his life. He was pretty old. I couldn't tell what ethnicity he was. He was some type of African, I think. And he was this parking lot customer service guy. There's this tiny little booth that he sat in, and you could just tell that not many people talked to him, and he just sat there. So I went up to him, explained my situation, and he said, "Okay, can you fill out this form?" And basically, he let me go for free. So I looked at his name tag. I forgot his name. I think it was Jim Rag, something like that. And I kept trying to use his name because I just really appreciated it. So basically, he let me go for free without paying, and he said, "All you have to do once you get to the thing that swings up, the exit, um, press the help button and let me know it's you, and I'll let you go." So I did just that, and I was just like, I said his name a few times. "Yes, it's me, Jim Ring. Thank you so much again, Jim Ring." And then I left. And what did this teach me? Like, what does this small thing teach me? I think, especially in this modern society, it reminded me that this this is a place where you can be happy even if you're not rich, even if you're going to be poor for the rest of your life, even if you don't have girls, if you're not getting laid a bunch, if you don't have expensive cars and so forth. And that really just stuck with me. Now, I don't know much about this guy. Perhaps it was just a fluke, perhaps he isn't always that happy, but some part of me doesn't think so. In that short encounter, the way he smiled, I knew that he was pretty happy with his life. Now, are there things that will probably help you in terms of foundational happiness that he probably has from a science perspective? Perhaps. Um, but it goes to show you that, again, you know, it's sometimes not the things you think you should be chasing that can bring you something that you really want. And so I think he had a decent family network. And I don't know why. I just think it's his face, his smile, and people I have met like him who didn't speak English that well, but very, very similar people I've met. I just I really think that he must have a fairly strong social network with friends, and he's probably very culturally ingrained with uh, family members or friends with the same culture or wherever uh, country they came from. And so, I mean, that's all I know about him, and he seemed pretty happy. So, I think it's more than that too. I think it illustrates that um, people often overemphasize the glamour of a job or how flashy it is and how that's necessary in order for you to be fully engaged or really passionate or interested in a topic. And for him, again, it's not the first time I've seen this. It's something that just needs reminding. There are people. I saw this video recently of this man who sold coconuts on the streets in this other country, and he was very happy with his life. He just sold coconuts on the street in his village. And then there's another guy who I didn't meet, but someone I was talking to met in, I think it was South Africa. And this man basically worked as a uh, man carriage. So you know how people like they'll have these wheelbarrows and they will be get paid to just pull you around. He was that guy, and he was really really happy with his whole life. So I find this very very fascinating, and again it brings me back to the books I've read on happiness. I do think it is very fascinating thing. Um, Unfortunately, I do think you know it's it's one of those things that I think is deeply more complicated than you think. But at the same time, the truth of it is very foundational in a lot of ways. Think of people who are very religious and they're very happy, and it's based off mainly their religion and their faith. Um, and so why I say this is because I do think that there are happy individuals who, if you were to ask them, why are you happy, they wouldn't be able to give you the complete full answer that you may need in order to achieve it. And it's just how it is. I think it's the same, it's kind of the same vein as why you can ask a girl for certain things on dating advice, but not others. So, for instance, you have to be very specific because asking a girl for dating advice oftentimes will not work because for her, oftentimes it just happens very naturally, especially if she's very pretty. Whereas for guys, they may have to do a lot of things. They have to fix a lot of things, work on a lot of things. And so things you can ask may be like, does this outfit make me look unstylish? Would you like this? So it's very like simple technical questions. But actual stuff like, what should I do to get girls to like me? They'll just be like, be yourself, which is completely useless advice. Not completely useless, but very rarely helpful. And it frustrates a lot of guys. And I've seen girls give this advice in person and in videos. Anyhow, I just think that's very fascinating. And I do think there are people out there who are very happy in America, in modern society. And if you were to ask them, they are, they won't give you full answers. They don't know themselves. They'll just say something like, "Oh, it's purely genetic," or "Oh, this or that." And also, sometimes I see it. They will be influenced by uh, American society as well. So they, although they are happy and they have somehow naturally stumbled across a foundational happiness, maybe out of luck, um, they are still chasing things or gravitating towards things that are um, not really truly foundational to happiness. So for them, it doesn't really matter because, again, it acts as icing on a cake to a foundation of happiness that they already have. Um, but I do think that, you know, you have to be careful what you're looking for. So, I don't know what it was. It was just that just small encounter. It really impacted me because for him, he was pretty happy and he knew it and so forth. And I looked at him as an equal. I did not look down on him. And I think it's another one of those screwed up things with society. A lot of these big shots, not all of them, some of them are really hardworking, respectful, humble, nice individuals. But many people who make a lot of money, they're just douchebags. They think they're better than you and so forth. And I mean, I just don't think that's the right way to be as a person. Um, and also, it creates this whole rat race dynamic that's horrendous. So yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and final thing I would like to say is that I do think that unfortunately this sort of rat race can really debilitate you if you're looking at it in the wrong way and you're thinking like, oh my goodness, and you're comparing yourself and thinking, I need this glamour or I need this status or fame or power or money, and that is once I get that, and that's the only thing I can get, or that's the only thing, only possible way to get to a destination or goal or outcome in life. Once I get that, then I will be happy, or I can get this, whatever it is, girls, um, a lifestyle I like, or just be able to lounge on a island beach, that may not be what truly brings happiness. And you could end up getting there 10 years in the future, possibly sacrificing or being miserable for 10 years, then realizing it, and then just who knows what's going to happen. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.